I call the meeting of the San Juan Unified School District Board of Education to order. There are two closed session items on tonight's agenda. Student expulsion in one case, Education Code Section 48918 sub F. And second, collective bargaining matters, discussion with negotiator Daniel Thigpen, Senior Director, Labor Relations regarding CSEA Chapter 127, General Operations Support, and chauffeurs, Teamsters, Local 150, transportation supervisors, teachers, and certificated supervisory units, and regarding non-represented groups, management, and confidential units, Government Code Section 54957, sub 6. Do we have any speaker cards? We do not. Therefore, we will move to closed session, and we will return to open session at 6:30. I call the meeting of the San Juan Unified District Board of Education back to order. The meeting is being audio and video recorded, and the recording may capture sounds and images of those attending this meeting. The recording will be posted on the district website. Board meetings are being held in person in the boardroom at the district office, and the public is welcome to attend. Alternatively, the meeting may also be viewed in the district's YouTube channel where it is being live streamed. Please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Casa Roble Fundamental High School Air Force ROTC.
Gentlemen, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Ready? Ace.
Good evening and welcome. I am Michael McKibben, Board President. To my right is Ms. Zima Creason, Board Vice President. To her right is Ms. Pam Costa, Board Clerk. And to her right is Mr. Saul Hernandez and Ms. Paula Villasquez, Board Members. To my left is Superintendent Kent Kern, and to his left is Board Administrative Assistant Stephanie Cunningham. Individuals who are attending the meeting in person and would like to offer public comment, we ask that you complete a speaker card, a speaker request card available at the staff table, and you will be called on at the appropriate time during the agenda. Please note that the board bylaws 9323 limits visitor comments to 2 minutes per speaker and no more than 30 minutes per single topic. Time will be extended for any speaker who uses an interpreter. Please be aware that public comments, including your name, become part of the public record. Now we move to item D, approval of the minutes. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Is there a motion to approve the minutes of April 5th.
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Vasquez, seconded by Ms. Creason. It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed? It is unanimous. We are now at item E1. Tonight, we have 2 recognitions. Let's begin with California School Bus Drivers Appreciation Day, Mr. Oropalo.
Good evening, President McKibben, board members, Superintendent Kern, Ms. Cunningham. I'm here tonight to present the superintendent's recommendation that the board adopt Resolution A414 proclaiming April 26, 2022 as California School Bus Drivers Appreciation Day. Annually, the 4th Tuesday of April, the state of California recognizes all bus drivers for their continued and excellent services to the youth of the state. The district's bus drivers are deserving of public recognition and the highest commendations. I am here and I am pleased to introduce to you Mr. Robert Ozenberger, Director of Transportation, and Tabitha Stromberg, Manager of Transportation, here tonight to accept this resolution and personally thank the board for their continued support of our school bus drivers.
Distinguished Board, Superintendent Kern, on behalf of the Transportation Department and the dedicated school bus drivers that we have working for us, servicing our community and the students of our district, I accept this recognition. Thank you very much.
Do any board members have any comments or questions? Yes, Ms. Creason.
Just excited to be able to celebrate this day with you. Your job is so incredibly important. You get kids to school. You're the first face, bus drivers are the first face of our district that so many children see as they start off their day. And so thank you so much for all you do. And go Teamsters, all about the Teamsters. And I've shared this, I like to share this every chance that I can. My mom was a school bus driver for many, many, many years, Union Strong. And I know what a change it made in her life to really have that impact on children. And I understand the work that goes into doing that job. It's huge. So thank you so much for all that you do for our kids.
Okay. Is there a motion to adopt Resolution A414 proclaiming April 26th as California School Bus Driver Appreciation Day?
So moved.
Moved by Ms. Costa, seconded by Ms. Vasquez. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed? It is unanimous.
Robert and Tabitha, on behalf of the board, Resolution A414, congratulations. Are there any other bus drivers in attendance tonight? Okay. We want me to recognize Mr. Board. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Oropalo and Mr. Ozenberger. We move to our second recognition, and that is the recognition of the National Nurses Week and National School Nurse Day. Dr. Kelvin.
Good evening, President McKibben, members of the board, Superintendent Kern, and Ms. Cunningham. The superintendent is recommending that the board adopt resolution number A413 proclaiming May 6th through 12 as National Nurses Week and May 11th as National School Nurse Day. Here to accept the resolution is lead school nurse Eileen Kirk and program manager for student support services, Sandra Batark.
Superintendent Kern, President McKibben, members of the board, and Ms. Cunningham. On behalf of the school nurses, registered nurses, and licensed vocational nurses in health services, MTSS, and early childhood education, it is my honor to accept this recognition of nurses. There have been continuing challenges with COVID-19. Students with health needs and concerns have increased. My fellow nurses have provided support and guidance to students, families, and staff with whom they interact as they adapt to the realities of COVID. They have admirably executed the focus area of the San Juan Unified School District Strategic Plan of cultivating inclusive, safe, equitable, culturally responsive, and healthy environments. On behalf of the school nurses, registered nurses, and licensed vocational nurses who work in San Juan Unified School District, I thank you for this recognition of the important work we do for the district. Thank you.
Are there any board members that have comments or questions?
I just want to offer an expression of sincere gratitude for all of the work that you do, and wanted to read a component of the resolution that I think effectively demonstrates all of the work that is done by our nurses every day. And it's whereas credentialed school nurses are pivotal members of a coordinated school health system, delivering health service to children, eliminating health disparities and barriers, and supporting academic success for all children. Thank you very much for your contribution. I know we have a lot of continued work to do together to continue to acknowledge all the hard work, but both to you and your colleagues, I just want to say thank you.
Is there a motion to adopt Resolution A413? By Ms. Creason, seconded by Ms. Costa. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed, and it is unanimous again. Ms. Calvin?
Congratulations on behalf of the superintendent and the
Dr. Calvin. Thank you, Dr. Calvin, Ms. Kirk, and Ms. Dar. We are now at item E2, High School Student Council Reports. Tonight, we hear from student representatives from El Camino Fundamental High School and Encina Preparatory High School. Welcome, and let's begin with Nayeli Reyes Guerrero of El Camino. And I'm sorry that I...
Good evening, President McKibben, members of the board, Superintendent Kern, and Ms. Cunningham. My name is Nayeli Reyes, and I'm the current ASB Vice President and will be ASB President next year at El Camino Fundamental High School. I'm super excited to speak on behalf of my school today about what's been happening here at El Camino. Our senior student government class has been hard at work organizing and planning their in-person senior ball on May 7th. They recently had a very successful car show fundraiser where all proceeds went towards the cost for senior ball. The junior class is currently focused on our junior prom, which will take place this Saturday on campus. All classes have been working hard hosting fundraisers for their class and showing off their school spirit. At the moment, ASB is working on planning for our pool party, powder puff game, student government camp, and iBanquet. As for our drama class, we will be having a senior show from May 19th to the 21st in the Performing Arts Center. Our drama class is also competing in the San Juan Theater Festival at Mesa Verde on April 23rd. Our choir is taking part in San Juan Sings, the district choir event in which guest artists work with middle and high school choir classes. They're going to a tour festival in the Bay Area in which they'll be competing against other schools. The choir class will be hosting an end-of-the-year choir concert with the theme of American songs. Our band is having a concert on May 26th, also known as Pop's Concert. It typically takes place on our S-Lawn and is very enjoyable to watch. Our EPI program, a sophomore to senior program where students develop skills to prepare for majors such as architecture, manufacturing, engineering, and more. Seniors are about to start working on pressurized systems and designing and constructing air canyons. Juniors are wrapping up their tough shed projects, and sophomores are going to take their solar-powered cars to Consumnes River to compete against other schools in a solar car competition. Our new medical assisting program, a junior and senior program, is having their first class graduating from the program this year. One of the main focuses in the class right now is to prepare seniors for their test certification on May 3rd. Admissions and applications for the class are being accepted now for not only students at El Camino, but for students around the district as well. Another program El Camino has is Media, which is all about connecting the campus with the community through project-based learning. Our student-led radio station, which can be listened to at KYDS 91.5 FM, is having a spring 24-hour audiothon on April 29th. Our ceramics classes are currently starting on their mug projects and just finished their plate projects. Our painting and drawing class is starting their acrylic paint projects and just finished using watercolor. The art department was successfully able to display some student artwork in the Performing Arts Center. The students and staff at El Camino have been doing well. We are so full of Eagle pride and Eagle spirit. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you all today. I would love to answer any questions the board may have, and go Eagles. Thank you.
Questions or comments from the board? Ms. Fiascos.
Thank you, Nayeli, for your report. You certainly laid out quite the calendar of events throughout the rest of the year. Did write down the May 26th concert, which is very exciting. I was also curious, do you have any more information on exactly what the audiothon entails? If you don't, I know I'm putting you on the spot, so that's okay. It just piqued my curiosity.
I just know it's streamed, and I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube.
Okay, all right.
I don't really know what else happens, though.
No worries. I appreciate the lineup. It sounds like you all have a very exciting spring, and it also sounds like we'll have the fortune of seeing you all next year as you continue your leadership in the ASB. So we're excited to hear from you more, and thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Ms. Creason.
Thank you, as always, for the report, and congratulations on winning your presidential election for next year. That's awesome. So looking forward to seeing you soon. I was really excited to hear field trips were back. So I don't know if you've gone on any yet, but I just heard that for my kid, that he has a permission slip for me to sign. And I cannot tell you how happy that made me. He's going to go out and do a thing. So it's just wonderful to hear, the seniors and the juniors are getting their dances back, and, you're doing the events again and getting together, and field trips are back. So thank you for coming and just keeping us informed of everything that you're doing. And we look forward to seeing you in your new capacity in the coming months.
I'm looking forward on Saturday to see your drama department at Mesa Verde. Do you know what the piece they're doing? I don't know why you should, but
I have no idea.
Okay. And the band concert was May 26th?
Yeah, it's May 26th.
In the evening? Or,
Yeah, I believe it's
okay.
around 4.
okay, late afternoon. Okay, very good. Okay, Nayeli, thank you very much.
Of course.
Next, we hear from Mel Sombang and Justin Orozco Ramirez from Encina Preparatory. Welcome.
Good evening, President Velasquez and my bad. Good evening, President McKibben, members of the board, Superintendent Kern, and Mrs. Cunningham. I am Mel Songbang, ASB President.
I'm Justin Orozco Ramirez, ASB Vice President from Encina.
Thank you for inviting us to share all the latest information about Encina Preparatory High.
We have been grateful to be able to go forward with our planned events the past few months. On March 11th, we brought back Sportsorama, which is a friendly class competition. After the event, our Link crew invited freshmen to a pizza party with their Link crew buddies. On Friday, April 8th, we had our first rally since COVID. The whole school came together in the big gym and socially distanced by sitting every other row and offered an alternate place for those who chose to not be present. We decorated the gym in our school colors and turned it into a class competition and played games to show teamwork and sportsmanship.
Our juniors have been working and planning for our first junior and senior prom in 2 years. Our prom is at Hagen Oaks Golf Course on April 23rd from 7 to 10 p.m. As the students show up, there will be a limo golf cart circling the parking lot to pick them up and bring them to the tent. Our students are looking forward to a starry night and dressing up and dancing the night away and making memories to last a lifetime.
On Friday, May 6th from 4 to 6 p.m., we have our International Community Fair. where the whole community and our feeder schools will be invited. We'd also like to invite the board to come join us as well. At the event, we will have some entertainment highlighting different cultures around the world with cultural food and music. We will have many resources for the community can take advantage of, including our clothes closet and free books to those who attend.
We're looking forward to the end of the year events, including our rally on May 20th, our seniors award night on May 25th, and graduation on our field on June 6th. We would like to invite the board to our graduation, which will start at 6:30 p.m.
Our spring sports have been off to a great start. Our baseball and softball teams have been hard at work to make sure their fields look great. Both programs are led by dedicated coaches and a group of students with their hearts in it. Our teams this year are inexperienced, but daily improvements are being made, and it has been fun to watch.
Coach Omar has once again led a dedicated team of boys of volleyball players who have been much his heart. They even practice during their lunchtime. A group that has been very competitive on the court, and we expect big things from them next year.
Tennis has been great this year. We have had many students interested in participating, and our first-year coach has found some great connections with his athletes who have had a great time learning the game and having fun at the matches.
Track and field has had its ups and downs. We had a late start due to low numbers, but finally we found some dedicated teammates. We have hosted 2 track meets at Encina, both times knocked it out the park, and we hope to host many more meets in the years to come.
In the world of academics, our counselors have been hard at work getting to all 9 through 11 students to get classes chosen for next year, as well as our incoming freshmen. As the students filled out their 4-year planners and Navions, our counselors will use them to create schedules for next year. We have a lot of elective options, including our advocacy classes, art classes, and a new mural art class where they will be painting murals on our campus, and many more. We have a group of students enrolled in our CTE construction pathway, and students continue to enroll in our dental program.
In the month of May, we have our AP testing, which begins May 2nd through May 12th. We approximately have 130 AP exams that will be giving out during this time with a variety of tests, including AP Calculus, AP Environmental, and even AP Government.
We would like to thank the board, what did I just say? We would like to thank the board for this opportunity to speak on behalf of Encina Preparatory High.
Okay.
Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, are there any questions or comments from the board members? Ms. Creason?
Thank you for your report. You did a great job. It's a lot. I get it. I was just at KJ last week or the week before, and so although I wasn't technically at Encina, I was waving to you guys as I was walking around, and I got to see what was going on there. So it was wonderful to be back. Last time you presented, you mentioned that you had your cooking program, and I promised I was going to come get a plate. I haven't forgotten that, and that's high up on my to-do list. Again, so happy to hear that prom is happening. If you guys need volunteers, looking at you, Ms. Schultz, happy to help out in any way to make that happen for you guys. Really excited about the mural class, and I know Ms. Ruby worked really, really hard to make that happen, so I'm so glad that that's moving forward. And then also, thank you for speaking about your construction pathway program. Those are pathways to really good jobs with family supporting wages and benefits, and so I'm so happy that that pathway program is available at your school. So thank you for the report.
No problem, anytime.
Ms. Fiasco?
I do have one quick question. You did a fantastic job with the report. I'm pretty enthusiastic about Sportsorama. It's one that, did it start at Del Campo or Mira Loma? Del Campo. I think Mira Loma's going to claim it. Let the history show that it started. Either way, it's moved across and is now a part of the tradition of a lot of our schools. But I do get a little bit competitive, and I'm just curious, who won the Sportsorama? Do you recall?
I was personally there, and I would have to say, as a junior, we knocked it off the park.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, you said it, so now it's the record. So the juniors won. Congratulations.
Did you say that the International Community Fair was this Friday?
No, it's on May 6th, I believe. Yes, May 6th. 4 to 6 p.m. So in the afternoon.
And May 6th, and it's 4 to 6. Okay.
Yes.
I have it down. Let's see if hopefully I'll make it. Okay. Indeed, Mel and Justin, thank you very much. And let's give them a round of hand.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We would like to thank you for your reports and being here tonight. Student voice is very important to the board. You are welcome to stay for the remainder of the meeting, but we realize that you have homework and other things to do with your lives. So if you need to attend to that, this is a good time to return to the other things that need your attention. Thank you very much to both schools.
Thank you for having us.
We are now at items E3 through E6. There are no reports from staff, board-appointed and district committees, employee organizations, and other district organizations. We now move to E7, closed session items. Ms. Costa.
The board voted unanimously to accept as written one stipulated expulsion in case number M31.
Thank you. We are now at item F, visitor comments. We have six visitor comments. We would like to remind the public that comments are limited to 2 minutes. The clock on the screen counts down the time. Under the Ralph M. Brown Act, the board is not allowed to comment on items that are not on the agenda, so we are not ignoring your comments. We just can't respond to any individual comments. The superintendent can refer items to staff who can follow up with you. Mr. Kern, who do we have this evening?
So I'll call the first two, and then the first two are Jeffrey Perrine, followed by Michael Huang, and then Marina Gable. And Mr. Perrine, if you, when you get to the mic, if you would straighten that out facing you, that'll make it a little easier for us. Thank you. Yeah. Either way, you're okay.
Good to go? Board, my name is Jeffrey Perrine. I'm running for Assembly District 7. I went to school in the San Juan Unified School District. My entire school career was within the San Juan Unified School District. So it's different to be here in front of you and actually speaking to you as an adult, as a person running for office. But there was a few things that jumped out to me when I was looking at the Board of Education and a few numbers that were just kind of scary. I know it doesn't necessarily reflect on you personally, but you are in control of the people that are teaching our children. When I look and see that the statistics say 46% of children in this San Juan Unified School District are at reading and language arts equivalency to passing school is scary, okay? 37% of these students are at or above the mathematics requirements to graduate. But somehow 87% of kids are graduating high school. I don't really understand how that's possible when kids can't read or do math. So I would really like to know what's going on. Maybe at another time when you guys can comment, you could explain why the numbers are so horrific and why they're so low. Maybe we could get off of equity and teach kids how to be human beings and actually how to balance a checkbook and treat people with respect. Graduation rates have risen every single year while the statistics have fallen. That's just, it's gross. It shouldn't be happening. And then for us to be calling this a success. I have no idea how more kids are graduating while the numbers are falling, staggering rates. 80% of kids graduated in 2010, 88% graduated in 2019. But the numbers have fallen around 15% in terms of what they can actually do with reading and math. It's scary. 25% of black students can read at levels needed to pass, down from 38% in 2010. We're so focused on equity, diversity, inclusivity. I want to know why the people we're focusing on are struggling so much now. Maybe we should stop indoctrinating the kids and educate the kids.
Thank you very much.
Dr. Michael Huang, followed by Marina Gable, and then after Ms. Gable will be Carolina Flores.
My name is Michael Huang, and I appreciate the opportunity to address the board again. Medicine and education are very similar. I'm a practice physician at Roseville. We spend the most money on medicine, we get the poorest care in America. Education is the same. We spend the most money, and the education we get in most places is not great. I immigrated to this country at age 14 from Taiwan. At age 14, I learned enough math to last me through the university here in America. It's not because I'm a math genius, it's because how far behind we are That's back in the 1980s. In the past 2 years, we have furthered that degradation. All the kids I see in my clinic, all the little boys have speech impediment. Instead of noticing the issues, the root cause, taking the mask off the kids, we basically just downgrade their development landmark. So I would like to encourage the board to use your resource wisely, concentrating on educating your kids, and try not to play doctors. Let physicians practice what we do best, and let you practice what you do best as an educator, and use your funds wisely. And I am running for California State Senate. I'd like to take this step further to the next level, contribute to my community. And I would like to make sure that all fiscal responsibility are used wisely and used at the best place. And I appreciate this opportunity. It's a little bit early. I got another 30 seconds. So I'm very happy to see some of your happy smiling faces. Saul, I really appreciate that before the meeting. I'd love to contribute. In the future, if there's another pandemic and other things that you don't understand, call my office. I'm willing to help. Don't panic. There's a lot of resources that you can use. The most important thing is protect our kids and educate everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Marina Gable, followed by Carolina Flores, and then Juan Iniguez.
Hi there. How's everybody doing? It's Marina Gable. I'm going to use this as a blatant commercial for 2 minutes. Jeff Perrine and Dr. Mike Wong are both running in District 7. Perrine is running for Assembly, and Dr. Mike Wong is running for Senate. Please vote for them. Paula, we want you to move on, but not up. So Mike is running against her, and we want him because he's here for us, unlike Paula. Also, we have coercion happening. I know the nurses deserve an appreciation day. Hey, school bus drivers do too. I'm a school bus driver. We do work our butts off. But unfortunately, a lot of nurses are misinformed and using coercion. And there's laws that are going through that are gonna let 12-year-olds get a shot without a parent knowing. And there's people on this board that support that. And it just needs to stop. Bus drivers will leave. How many nurses got fired in New York? Was it 5,000 nurses because they didn't want to get a shot? You'll lose bus drivers. You'll lose nurses. You will lose important people that know what they're doing, and they're going to end up hiring people who don't know what the hell they're doing and don't want to know. They don't want to know. They're just going to do what they're told. Wouldn't you rather have people that actually take the time to do the research instead of just listening to somebody above them like sheep? This has caused a divide in our country. It's caused a divide personally for me. My son, 12 years old, grew up with his best friend. His friend's vaccinated. His parents have told him that he's an oppressor because he is white. He will not play with my son because my son is unvaccinated.
Thank you very much.
Carolina Flores, followed by Juan Iniguez, followed by Magali Kincaid.
Buenas noches. Representación es esencial para mejorar la educación que existe. Aquí en este distrito es muy mal. Necesita mejorar la educación para la gente latina, la gente morena y la familia pakistani. West Arden Arcade, Citrus Heights, los dos tienen asientos ahora. Se ha expandido a 7 miembros y van a tener una elección ¿cuándo? Deberemos de tener un representante este noviembre y elegir un representante para esas áreas. En vez, ustedes cambiaron la corte hasta 2023, no se va a dejar hacer eso. Para quitarnos, robarnos la elección, robarnos el derecho como ciudadanos de votar por un representante aquí entre ustedes un igual. También no pagan sus biles. ¿Por qué no han pagado como la ley de California Voting Rights Act? Tienen que pagar por el abogado. Es la primera cosa que se hace. El abogado ha dado 2,000 horas para el California Voting Rights Act. Tenemos ahora que cuidarnos. Tenemos que cuidarnos de ustedes, porque ustedes nos están robando nuestros derechos. Tenemos que tener algún representante de esa área. Y solo si ustedes pueden hacer esto, pueden arreglar de tener elecciones en noviembre para todos, no nomás ustedes. Todos deben de ser parte de esa elección en noviembre. ¿Cómo van a mejorar la educación si no nos dejan votar? Y eso es lo que le quería decir. Ahora, I'll say it in English. Be patient with me, those that are bilingual. On behalf of the voting rights, we have been working on the board as far as in single district elections, expanding the board to 7 members, and we were looking forward to having a representative for the West Arden Arcade and Citrus Heights for this November election of 2022. I did not agree to extend the court until 2023 after this November election so that one of you could get elected to a Senate seat. I didn't agree to that. I have been a resident of Sacramento County since 1986. I have children, I have grandchildren, I have great-grandnieces and nephews. I am here as their voice to tell you that we want better education. I am wonderfully impressed with the kids from Encina High School. I would like to see their integration into better schools. I really do want you to also pay your attorney fees. A CVRA protocol is that the attorney be paid. Please take care of it. And also, let's have a conference on how we're going to take care of this suit for fair voting rights. How are we going to do that? Your attorney keeps postponing. We've had 2 times that we were going to have a conference and he's failed to put it out. Now all of a sudden he lies and tells the court that we agreed to extend it for another 18 months. I am just appalled that you allow yourself to be represented by these kind of unethical representatives. We want to have a conference with you, and you will not agree to it. You don't show up. You fail to provide what the CVRA protocol mandates that you do. It is not just the Brown Act. It is the act of living equally and having parity in education for the Latino, the Pakistanis, the Black, los Morenos, all. I ask you to get on target. Let's take care of this.
Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Juan Iniguez. I wanted to say to you a few words about the California Voting Rights Act. As we all know, the district is moving forward to implement neighborhood elections, but litigation continues unnecessarily. This entire process began a few years ago when it came to our attention that the district was out of compliance with the CVRA. Since 2012, this board and your predecessors ignored a board commitment to move forward with compliance. After waiting for a year after the 2018 election, 5 community members initiated litigation against the district. We were met with irritation and anger, but we prevailed. You began to move forward. When COVID hit, you unlawfully and inappropriately stopped and prolonged the process by hiding behind the governor's regulations and other protocols meant to combat the pandemic. A number of months ago, you restarted the process. As we requested, you agreed to implement 7 voting districts. You carved out a reasonable representation for Arden Arcade in the city of Citrus Heights, and you set up a workable timetable for implementation. Yet the question remains, why do we continue to be litigating? We're not afraid to go to trial, but continued legal harassment, delay, and a trial schedule for 2023 does not serve the public interest. Continuance of litigation only serves to drive up your council's fees. We suspect that those fees are in the tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars and growing. Every dollar used for this purpose is a dollar denied our students. This is not wise stewardship of resources provided by the taxpayers of the districts. Please put an end to this lunacy. Work with us to get a court-supervised settlement, and let's focus on truly implementing neighborhood elections. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Magali Kincaid.
Good evening, buenas noches. The district has been asked for a settlement conference in regards to the Kincaid California Voting Rights Act case to close this chapter. The community won all of their demands, trustee areas, and a 7-member board. There is no need to belabor these issues for another year and a half, which is when your attorney has scheduled trial. There is no need to continue to spend additional time or money, which I know that it was a priority for this board not to spend additional money that was unnecessary. And we're continuing to do it for another year and a half, even though we have requested many times to meet to try and settle all of this. Y'all have, your attorney, who's representing all of you, has scheduled the trial. Come to the table and settle this case today so we don't have to continue to spend time, money, energy on any of these issues moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We now move to the consent calendar. We are at item G. Do we have any no speaker cards for the consent calendar? Do any board members wish to remove any items from the consent calendar? Appears not. Is there a motion to approve items G1 through G10? Mr. Hernandez moves the item. Is there a second? Second by Ms. Costa. It has been moved and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Those opposed? It is unanimous. We now move to the business items. The first business item is I-1, San Juan Education Foundation update. Superintendent Kern.
Thank you, President McKibben, members of the board, community members. Tonight, we're going to have an opportunity to hear an update on our partnership with the San Juan Foundation, and I appreciate the folks who are representative of that group in support of being here as well in the back. So, folks, thank you for being here, and we are going to have Colleen Cadwalader lead this presentation for us. So, Colleen, thank you for your leadership in this work, and I'll turn it over to you.
McKibben, board members, Superintendent Kern, Ms. Cunningham, thank you so much for having us today. I'm Colleen Cadwalader, Executive Director of the San Juan Education Foundation.
And I'm Rob Gutowski, I'm the board chair.
Since 1991, the San Juan Education Foundation has been supporting and advancing excellent education for all San Juan Unified students through partnerships with parents, educators, businesses, and the community at large. We could not do our tremendous work without the support of a wonderful board of directors.
So I'll introduce each one of the board members. There are some board members that are here, so I'll go down the list, and then when you hear your name, if you want to stand up. So again, Rob Gutowski, board chair. We got Brian McCrell, who is the vice chair in the back there. Jeff Mildy, the board secretary. Jeff. Robert O'Brien, I don't think he is here. Katie Dahl. General Davey is also out. Jay Ezell. John Finnegan. Kim Gardner, Brandon Ida Ricklani, Vera Vaccaro, and Laura Williams.
When I'm in the community, people ask all the time, well, exactly how do you achieve your purpose? And of course, that answer is very easy. It's through raising and spending philanthropic dollars. We want to dive in a little more deeply. For many years, we have been honored to celebrate San Juan's Unified alumni who have done amazing things in their career at our Evening with the Stars, which is a tremendous fundraiser for us. We've also facilitated the 5K Race to Educate for a number of years. This year, we're doing something different. We're partnering with Capital Road Race Management and as the beneficiary of the Fair Oaks Fun Run this year. We're very excited about that. We'll also be raising money on the Big Day of Giving, which is coming up on May 5th. We often work on special campaigns, and one of our most impressive campaigns recently was a partnership with Junior Achievement, in which we raised $100,000 over 3 years to bring financial literacy curriculum to middle school and high schools across the district. And finally, we work very closely with community members interested in bringing funding to schools. That shows up very much so in our scholarship portfolio. So what do we do with all those funds? They really go out primarily through our direct teacher and school grants, which we're very proud of. Of course, they fund our scholarship portfolio and also special campaigns that are often directed by the district. We recently worked with the Family and Community Engagement Department on the Afghan Community Campaign, in which we raised money to support our community's Afghan families, which was wonderful. Of course, it's the power of partnerships that allows a small organization like ours to really grow and succeed. The foundational partnership with the district, of course, is at our core. Without you, we can't do anything. We're very fortunate to work with staff at every level and all of you to achieve our own outcomes and support the district's objectives. We're also excited to partner with Sacramento Kindness Campaign this year on a new initiative to help support our unhoused families through the McKinney-Vento program. And we also work with a number of smaller nonprofits to bring curriculum to classrooms. We hope to grow those small nonprofit partnerships in the years to come through our grant program so we can deepen it and make it more impactful. We offer 3 grant programs currently. $5,000 Learning Experience Grant Program, in which we're hoping to create system-wide change through shared learning experience at the grade level or at a school site level. We also offer $1,500 STAR grants, which focus on science, technology, arts, and reading, and $500 project grants that are meant to support one-time projects to make students' lives more enriching in the classroom. So far in 2022, we've received almost 40 applications across the district from all nooks and crannies, and we're very excited to share that so far in 2022, we've
Skipped one.
Oh, that's not good. Going the wrong way, sorry.
So this represents all the different schools that have been, in 2022, had grant awardees. So each one of those is represented. It's kind of fun to see all the different schools and the impacts that these grants have had on each individual school.
So far, we have funded $30,000 worth of grants. We hope to double that before the end of 2022. We're also proud of a very wide scholarship portfolio. This year specifically, we brought on 3 brand new scholarships: the Ward Family Scholarship at Mesa Verde, the Ran Sukawala Scholarship at Mira Loma, and the Brent Boltinghouse Culinary Arts Scholarship at San Juan High School. Our scholarship application period ended on March 18th. We had approximately 250 applications, and that will result in the giving out of approximately 40 awards, $50,000 total, in ranging between $2,000 and $500 awards. Those awardees will receive recognition in May, and we'll be sure to share all that information with all of you so you can see how wonderful it is that so many of our San Juan Unified seniors are going on to post-high school education. So total impact since 2006 for direct-to-teacher grants is almost $700,000. And we're very proud of that number. But of course, that doesn't tell the whole story. It's the magic in the classrooms that teachers make with these small funds that really matters. And we're hoping to do better storytelling over the next many months so we can share that impact and the deep dedication our teachers have. We can share how the foundation makes a difference and the district's commitment to excellent education. We believe it's bright times ahead for the foundation and the district, and that will continue to uptick as we work together to bring more funding to our schools through the foundation. I know you all love your to-do lists, so I have a few to-dos for you. I made it easy. Join us and 1,300 of our closest friends on May 1st at the Fair Oaks Sun Run. Big Day of Giving is May 5th. We hope to raise $10,000 that day in support of both direct-to-teacher grants as well as the Families in Transition program for our unhoused families. We really need your help to make sure we find the right alum to honor at our Evening with the Stars, which happens on October 7th. So please, if you know anyone, nominate them before the end of May. And finally, while our grant program has wrapped up for this school year, it will open back up in the fall. At the end of September, we will be open to project grants, and then at the end of October, our learning experience and STAR grants. Here's a standing ovation for all of you. I know how hard you work. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for having us today, and we're very happy to answer any questions.
Mr. Kern.
And Board, before we move on, I just want to say thank you to Colleen and Robert, and Brian, you were a big part as well as we transitioned to a little different format, really partnering more closely with the foundation, with the MOU, Colleen being a quasi-employee of the district. I really believe we're going to see a difference in these coming years. I think we already are, and we're excited about that. I think we're just at the tipping point of where we're going to see this grow significantly. And I had the opportunity to have lunch with General Davey the other day, and we were talking about the Big Day of Giving. And I'm challenging Cabinet to raise $1,000. And, you know, maybe the board wants to partner as well with Cabinet to see if we can do that, because there's matching funds that is out there. And I think we can even look to challenge some of our bargaining units out there as well to see what they can do to give, because really the support that we provide to the foundation comes back directly to our employees in the classrooms. So just on behalf of myself and Cabinet, I want to say thank you for the leadership and how exciting it is where we're projected to see this going in the coming years.
Are there any visitor comments? There are no visitor comments. We will turn to the board for their questions and comments. Ms. Costa.
I want to echo what you said, Superintendent Kern. I have just seen such miraculous changes and have really appreciated all the communication that we have received and have enjoyed attending the board meetings when I have had the opportunity to, and really believe that what is happening now is just going to grow exponentially. And I definitely would like to partner for the Big Day of Giving.
Ms. Creason. Oh, I'm sorry.
Are you sure? Okay. I'm just closer. It's wonderful to see you, and thank you for the report. First, I just want to say, too, just under the new model and under your leadership, I certainly feel way more connected and have a much firmer understanding of what the foundation is and what they do. Because of course I knew you existed. If someone asked me any questions, I wouldn't know how to answer 2 years ago. And I definitely now, in an appropriate, not inappropriate way, do feel a sense of ownership and like I want to see you succeed. Not that I didn't want to see you succeed before, but you know what I mean? When you understand, it's like, yeah, this is ours too. We want to be a part of it. So just I celebrate your leadership because I definitely see and feel the difference. And I look forward to, helping in any way I can, including joining the challenge that was mentioned. I don't know if Superintendent Kern was suggesting we start our own challenge or get on your challenge, but I'm down to.
You guys should start your own.
So, board, I'm going to challenge us to come up with $1,000 too. If Cabinet could do it, although there's more of them than there is of us, maybe we'll tweak the amount. We'll talk about it, but I think that we should start our own challenge to help out the foundation. I am planning to attend the run. I saw the registration, and then I saw there was a question about teams, so I have a note to actually bug the superintendent and be like, should I be on a team or just... And I'm going to walk, not run. You don't want to see me run, but I will be there. And again, if you need help with volunteers, I'm happy to do that as well. Really excited that you're partnering with the SAC Kindness Campaign. Sarah over there is just an amazing human being that makes so much happen with just glitter. I feel like she feeds communities with glitter. It's just amazing what she's able to do, and she's just a great person. So I was really excited to see them in the slides. So I think that's it for me for now, but just thanks for all that you're doing, and I look forward to ongoing collaboration.
Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you. I just want to personally thank you for the direction. I think that the way what you guys are going, and I agree that great things to come. I appreciate the support of your board being here tonight. It's great to see one of our own, Mr. Lonnie, here. It's good to see him back in this room. But again, I appreciate the direction, and I too plan to give more support and effort that I have in the past. So thank you so much.
Ms. Fiasco.
Just want to echo and say thank you very much. I know we've had the chance to sit down and look forward to continued conversations as well. I also I was about to say, I'm not sure I can make the Fair Oaks Sun Run because I don't think I can run a 5K anymore, but I was reminded that we could walk it. So maybe I'll join you. Maybe we can be walk buddies. I also understand that the course is a little more challenging this year.
There's a 5K and a 2K. The 2K you can walk.
There's options.
It's going to fill up soon, though, just so you know. We're getting
All right.
close,
So we
so
better move
register
fast.
soon.
Just thank you very much for the leadership and the continued partnership with the foundation. I also want to welcome Mr. Lonnie back. Things have certainly changed since you were last on this side of the dais, but thank you for your continued partnership and leadership, and thanks to the rest of the members of the board who are here as well. I look forward to seeing and continuing to see what this grows into. And I also just want to express a specific appreciation for calling out and supporting our McKinney-Vento students and families with the Families in Transition Scholarship. I think so far, when I think of the foundation in terms of how it's shifted a bit, you've been there in our times of need, and we've had a lot of them the last couple of years, and that's what I think of, and I think that's what the board aims to do is meet the needs of our children and our community, and you do that every single day. So thank you very much.
And finally, I wanted to say thank you. I have attended my first meeting about a month ago now, and so forth, and I was struck by how much more I felt like a partner with you in that meeting than I had in the past. And I think that only portends to greater things, and doing things together makes us both stronger. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
If there's anything further, again, thank you very much for what you do.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much.
And we move on to our next business item, and that is the technology update by Mr. Kubitsky. And that is technology update by Mr. Kubitsky. And that is technology 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 by Mr. Kubitsky. And that is technology.
Last year's presentation that I had prepared mirror anything that I'm going to present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's presentation that I had prepared mirror anything that I'm going to present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's presentation that I had prepared mirror anything that I'm going to present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's presentation that I had prepared mirror anything that I'm going to present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's presentation that I had prepared mirror anything that I'm going to present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's presentation that I had prepared mirror anything that I'm going to present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's presentation that I had prepared mirror anything that I'm going to present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's pandemic that I had prepared, mirror anything that I present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's pandemic that I had prepared, mirror anything that I present tonight. And that's just the state of last year's pandemic that I had prepared, mirror anything that I present tonight. Break down barriers to rebuild for new processes. We found some of that on the onset of COVID when we switched to a brick and mortar learning environment to an all virtual. One of those things that was inadequate at the onset was our student portal, which delivered the content to our students. And so that was one of the things that our staff took on as a major initiative. With an on-premise presence of our portal, we migrated that to an Office 365 instance, which now makes that available 365, 24/7, hosted by Microsoft, backed up and available every day of the week. And in your slides, you can see on that first one, our old instance where it was kind of the kitchen sink. If there was an application that was available, it was thrown up there as a tile. There was no rhyme or reason as far as students and teachers having to hunt and peck for the resources that they needed so much. In the subsequent slides, with the new view through the Microsoft Office 365, tiles are presented to each student based upon the rostering of the teacher and the curriculum that's associated with the class that they're enrolled in. So that was a great improvement. It streamlines the process and provides, instant access to those resources that are needed. Also, our technology service delivery model was something that in the past, we were trying to be very customer focused, and when phone calls came into our help desk, technicians would take those calls, try to work with the caller to resolve that issue while they're on their phone. With the onset of COVID and the number of sheer volume of calls coming in, we couldn't sustain that model. And at the time, we were only live or answering 15% of the calls that were coming into our help desk. And so looking at the way that we're delivering service, we changed that and flipped it around to where now when calls were coming into the help desk, we were triaging the call, getting the pertinent information, funneling that work order to the appropriate resource and getting back to them later in the day, being able to now answer 87.2% of the calls with a live body coming in, rather than letting them go to voicemail or go into a ticketing system, never to be seen again. With that said, we support over 45,000 users from students and staff and parents through our help desk on a yearly basis. Of devices, the district supports over 100,000 devices from laptops, desktops, iPads, tablets. So we have doubled the number of devices that we support since the onset of COVID in 2019. As far as school-wide technology is concerned, during the heyday of COVID and the onset of distance learning, we distributed over 29,000 Chromebooks for students for use during distance learning. With that said, there are still over 20,000 of those devices actively being used by students this school year in conjunction with learning that's going on both in the classroom and at home. Also, we distributed 5,000 hotspots for use for internet access to students during the distance learning. Since then, that number has come down to 2,100, and we attribute that to the partnerships that we had with Comcast, with AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, to be able to point families to free or reduced cost internet resources available to them. One of the other things that we found was our TK through second graders, their problems with logging into the devices, being the fact that they hadn't mastered that manual dexterity for logging in, and so it took an immense amount of time for teachers and TAs to log those younger kids into those devices. And so we took that on as a challenge, and we developed a QR process. And I'm sorry that you can't see the video of that right now, that shows kids using the QR code, which is the quick response, to where they can hold up a QR code in front of the camera on the Chromebooks, and it automatically logs them in to the device and takes them directly to the Clever portal where those resources that the teachers are expecting them to access are. Going in a little more in depth as far as the different teams, members of the technology department, the networking and applications team. On that slide, you'll see a list of ongoing projects and initiatives that they take on. A couple of the big ones that we are undertaking that are really pivotal in the next school year is our district-wide wireless upgrade. And so we are positioned to put that equipment in place thanks to the facilities department and leveraging the bond money to acquire that equipment. Right now, we are in a holding pattern due to supply chain issues. And so we're hoping by June, we'll have those devices in hand to be able to replace every access point across the district to double the capacity in every classroom across the district. Moving on to our student information services team. We're working diligently with the team over at Central Enrollment to implement the new student enrollment and lottery system to expedite the enrollment of incoming students and the lottery of kids coming in at the kindergarten level. Also, one of the other things that we're working on that will be placed for summer school is the integration of Google rostering directly from our SIS system. In the past, we've had to use a third-party product, and it's taken up to a week when we kick off rostering for kids to be rostered from our SIS system into the Google Classroom for teachers. This new process will expedite that and hopefully make it easier for teachers to see their classrooms, but also it'll take an extra step out of when teachers enter grades because teachers using Google Classroom would have to enter grades into Google Classroom and then manually sync those grades into our SIS system. This new process will automatically sync when teachers enter grades into Google. It'll automatically show up in the SIS, and that will help parents know where the kids are because they'll be able to go to the parent portal in Q and look at the progress that the students are acquiring. In regards to our help desk and support team, these guys did a yeoman's job both in making sure we had devices available at the onset of distance learning and then for this school year as well. At the onset of distance learning, we had to disassemble over 520 Chrome carts so that we could have enough power supplies to send home with those devices that each child took home. This school year, they had to do just the reverse. We had to rewire every cart across the district, and that took over 200 hours, man-hours, to rewire those carts to get those prepared for the additional set of devices that we had to procure to make sure that we had devices not only at home for continued learning, but also as part of the superintendent's commitment to the school sites, making sure that every school site was made whole for the number of Chromebooks that they had prior to distance learning into this school year so that they could have adequate resources. In regards to our business support system, Dave Kong is a new manager this year. He's just taken over about 6 months ago, but he was very crucial in implementing what's called FIS Global. It's in conjunction with accounts payable. It's a process in which we will do electronic payments to our vendors. And this was, I attribute it like to the commercials you see, like the 1% discovery payback system. When we pay our bills through this FIS system, the district gets money back from the vendor every time we pay a bill electronically. So at the beginning of the use, we were doing payments in about the sum of 1.2 million, and we were getting a 1% cash back of $12,600. We anticipate for this year, we'll see about a $25,000 cash payment for making those electronic payments to our vendors. And then lastly, our applications and architect design team, Jeff Pham, the COVID-19 dashboard that was so crucial during the pandemic and still is being used to this day. And it's kind of the gold standard for every district that's looking at a dashboard. They look to ours. Ours is updated 3 times a day with current information. And so Jeff designed and was responsible for assembling and disseminating that information to the communications and operations team. Some of the enterprise projects and initiatives that we're currently working on are document management. We are a very paper-driven organization right now, and so we're working on trying to find a means in which to scan and digitize both current paper products, but also going through our warehouses, figuring out what items can be digitized or what can be destroyed to expedite access to information at a moment's notice. One of the other things that you've heard about, our new ERP program. Technology Services is intimately involved in the data cleanup with business services, HR, to make sure that we can onboard that system effectively and efficiently so that we have good data going into that system so that we can be more efficient moving forward. One of the other major initiatives that we are taking on before July 1st is the implementation of MFA, or multi-factor authentication. Due to school districts being a major vector for attacks for cybercrime and cryptoware, our insurance providers that provide our cybersecurity insurance are requiring that all school districts have multi-factor authentication in place before July 1st. So we've been working with the different bargaining units, SJTA, CSEA, to make sure that we can implement MFA in a painless and seamless process to ensure that we're being compliant, but also being very mindful that technology is something that's not the main duty of the employees, but they're knowledgeable enough to be able to use it and feel that they're being diligent in the use of it. As far as network and infrastructure upgrades, we're working with the facilities department to identify sites across the district that need cabling and plant upgrades. And so again, that'll be something that we're working with Frank Camarda and his team to look to utilize our bond monies to do some of those upgrades to some of our older campuses. One of the ones that's going to be first on the agenda will be Gold River Discovery Club to make sure that when we put that wireless equipment in there, everything is up to par. And of course, with the transition from a 5-member to a 7-member board, we're working with the facilities department to redesign the dais that you're currently sitting at to facilitate both the additional board members and the superintendent, Ms. Cunningham, at the new dais, and then implementing a new board management software that you heard about at the board meeting from Mr. Trent Allen. And in looking at our service now, and this is our ticket rate, currently 95% of IT staff is working entirely remote. And so in looking at the statistics of the different breakdowns of our department, our FIS is able to solve 99% of those tickets in a remote capacity, networking at 44.3. The SIS team, 100% of their tickets are managed over the phone or in a remote computer viewing screen capacity. And, you know, our desktop support team, we are staggering their presence in the office. As you know, back in January, we had a passing of one of our members from COVID-19. And so out of security concerns for them, we staggered their need to be in the office, and it's worked out very successful, and we'll continue that model. As the year end comes about, you know, we are working with the communications team on the development of live streaming or recording functions for graduations. We're working with the different departments as far as summer school program needs. And then also, you know, working on the Smooth Start, which is the new teacher induction program that will be held at Del Campo in the new year. And upcoming initiatives for next year, again, the implementation of the new ERP program, development of a business continuity plan. And what that means is it's not good enough just to have a backup of data. It's how we proceed after a disaster or incident happens, so we can ensure that, you know, business continues, not only from an educational perspective, but an operational perspective. Make sure that we can, you know, do HR functions, payroll functions, things of that nature. And so the development of that business continuity plan will be crucial. And then, of course, solidifying a concrete email retention policy. The district process right now is we retain every piece of email that comes into the district. And while that can be helpful at one end, our legal team tells us it can also be detrimental. And so we'll be working to establish a formal email retention policy that will protect the district, but also provide access to any evidence or information that is sequestered or subpoenaed under PRA. And then lastly, working with senior leadership in development of ideas around a one-to-one device options for the district, because technology, or the need for technology, isn't going away. As you heard last board meeting with the adoption of online curriculum, the need for technology both in the classroom and outside the classroom is going to become greater and greater. And you know, in my former organization, I brought over a program called the Fred Factor, and it's principles that I hold true and dear. And you know, it's a program that we went through with our entire department based upon the 4 principles of being a Fred: that everyone makes a difference, everything is built on relationships, continually create values for others, and reinvent yourself regularly. And you know, the team is adopted to that. And we routinely, you know, when we hear, you know, good things from both out in the field about things that we're doing in technology, or even when coworkers are recognizing the good things that their fellow coworkers are doing, we recognize them with a Fred Award. And so, you know, with that said, I'd like to give a copy of each to you of the board members. So with that said, I'd be happy to take any questions that you have.
Questions and comments from the board? Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you. When I've heard this is my second time, since I heard the presentation on facilities. And when I first heard it, go to page 4, when Peter mentioned that we had 20,000 Chromebooks still out, my initial reaction is, oh my gosh, we're not going to get those back. But we questioned him that day, the facility committee did, and he made it very clear that all 20,000 of those Chromebooks are currently being used by students in our district. And so that gave me much assurance. I appreciate you making the clarification tonight, but I want to make sure my colleagues didn't think what I thought the first time that I heard that, yes, we have those out, but they're being used for the right reasons. And so thank you for the report. And you have to explain what does the FRED stand for?
The FRED, the book, The FRED Factor, is based upon a postman called Fred, who went above and beyond and provided customer service. And it's a philosophy about customer service, not only in the business aspect, but in a personal aspect.
Okay, thank you so much.
So I hope you will, take time to read the book. It's a short read, but it's a good read.
Thank you.
Ms. Costa.
Thank you so much for the report. I also heard the report in Curriculum and Standards and was just amazed and so grateful to realize how much is happening in our technology department and how many, just 100,000 pieces of equipment was overwhelming. When you think where we started probably 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago with technology in San Juan, it has grown so much. And what I have noticed lately is the service is so strong and so positive, and everybody is service-oriented. No matter what the phone call is, no matter what the need is, the person that you get always wants to help and wants to do it well. And I personally appreciate that, but I also hear it from school sites who say, things are getting fixed. Teachers can call and get help right away, and that makes a difference. And the idea for the TK2 logging on, I have to tell you, in the initial stages, listening to teachers and parents, and I didn't talk to students about it because we were doing distance learning, but the teachers I talked to said, this is impossible. So you have made the impossible possible. Thank you so very much to you and to your department. And thanks for the pictures of the people and the names of your staff. That really helps. It helps to build the relationship. So thanks a lot.
Mr. Yaskis.
I also wanted to say, I just really appreciate you highlighting and naming your team here in the slides. It shows what kind of leader you are, and it was great to hear about each of them. And thank you as well for the presentation. I know, I think IT services in general can be characterized by, like, when it's running really well, no one knows it's happening, right? And so oftentimes, sometimes that means it kind of goes unacknowledged. So I just want to acknowledge it. I do just have a question on the multi-factor authentication, because there's absolutely nothing that ruins my day than when one of my trusted regular go-to apps for the day decides that I can no longer use its service because I can't prove who I am. Can we just have a commitment that there'll be some training on that before it's implemented? Because I may or may not have accidentally broken a device out of frustration.
That's why we're here.
Not one of my devices for the school board, just for the record. I'm not going to go into more details, but.
So with the multi-factor authentication, we will have 4 different methods for people to choose from. Either an app that they can install on their phone, they can get a text message to their phone, they can get a phone call, or in this case, you can use a token which generates a code that you can put on your keychain for when you need to authenticate.
I appreciate that, and that seems very thorough. I just want to make sure we're communicating that early. As the person who will lose the token, will get locked out of their phone, et cetera, et cetera. I spend most of my days getting into my own technology, so.
This is, we talked about the challenges, actually, that some of us on cabinet might have, but some of you on the board might have as well. Because every time you log in at home, you're going to have an authentication code. Same with us. It's just, and it really is that security piece that we need to move to. So I think the fact that Peter and his team have really thought about multiple ways that could serve that, we'll figure out what works best for each individual. But I'm with you. I've probably broken a device or two that way.
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you for the presentation and the award. That's very, very nice of you. I want to first just say thank you to you and your team for, just to kind of echo what my colleague said, especially Ms. Villesquez. When it's working well, you don't hear from anybody, but when things go wrong, it's like, because everything is, tech is foundational to so much of what we do. So thank you. Along with teachers, everything had to shift really, really fast to make the learning continue when COVID first hit. So just in recognition, thank you. And I have to just say a couple of words about the authentication too, of where it's coming from. And although, yes, it's going to be a pain, but I want it stated for the record in case folks are listening later. Folks may not know, but my organization is fiscally sponsored by the Community College League of California. And we're working really closely with them because of what's happening at the community college level, where their systems are being hijacked, which is leading to why the insurance companies are requiring this, this change, right? There are colleges that have been held, their systems are being held ransom for Bitcoin, and they are paying. Like, that's really actually happening. And so there's fear that, these insurance companies are having to make these payouts, and they're not sure if they're going to be insured anymore. So it's a whole thing. So I'm hoping that folks understand as they're being asked to make this change. I'm not necessarily talking about people in this room, but folks that are just going to have to do this and it's going to be a pain, that they understand there really is a reason. We're not just trying to make people's lives hard for no reason. So maybe if it's just a couple of sentences of the why might be helpful, because it's a big, huge deal. I mean, number one, we don't want everyone's business out there, being held ransom, all of our data. But two, we don't want to be in a position where we're being asked to pay Bitcoin.
Yeah, part of Peter and his team have been working with the comms department about we saw a video this week in extended cabinet explaining the need for it and how. And they're doing a customized one for staff as well, that when we communicate it out, folks can watch it and get a better understanding of the need for that.
That's great. And are they mentioning that issue specifically? Do we know?
It talks about, the why. I mean, when you look at banking institutions, that a lot of people are already having to use that process to protect it. But as I mentioned, school districts are a fertile ground for these types of attacks, and it's estimated that next year it'll be a $22 billion expense to organizations worldwide.
That although you are sitting at a person believing that I probably will never be heard from again after this happens, I have this great fear and almost phobia of these kinds of things, as some of us on this board know. I wanted to talk about an experience I had a couple of weeks ago. I was invited to go to Arlington Heights Pioneer Days, which was partially funded by San Juan Educational Foundation, and the thing that I was looking at, and it was when the year started. I believe third grade class has this biography unit. That the parents come in and that sort of thing, and they weren't at all convinced that the parents would be able to come to the class to see this sort of thing. So one of the things that they did was they put on their biography a QR code, and they actually had me take out my device and go up to it, and so there was the child talking about the person that they were doing the biography for. The one I watched, I believe, was Amelia Earhart. And that sort of thing. And this third grader was talking through the QR code to me about what she was doing, and I was impressed. The only problem is that my wife uses QR codes, which I thought was the dumbest idea I'd ever seen. And once again, I have to say the three most important words in any marriage: You were right. That's a joke, folks. But and so forth. But it was nice to see all of these things come together. You know, so the foundation, the technology, and the understanding your roots and traditions in their pioneer days. It was why we do what we do. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We move on to the third business item of the evening, and that is the presentation of San Juan Supervisors Association proposal for successor contract 2223, and Mr. Thigpen.
Good evening, President McKibben, board members, Superintendent Kern, and Ms. Cunningham. I'm here tonight to present the San Juan Supervisors Association proposal for contract reopeners for 2022-23 school year. This will be back before you for public comment on May 10th, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have.
Any comments, questions? Okay, and this will return on May 10th?
10th, correct.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And moving to item 4, Mr. Thigpen. And this is the San Juan Professional Educators Coalition proposal for successor contract 2223.
Thank you. I'm here again to present the San Juan Professional Educators Coalition proposal for contract reopeners for 2022-23. This also will be back before you on May 10th, and happy to answer any questions you have.
Again, questions? Does not appear. Thank you very
Absolutely
much.
no one saw your pivot out and pivot back or anything.
Subtle.
We look forward to hearing from you on May 10th on this item. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
We move now to board reports. Are there any members that have a report that they would like to make? Ms. Creason.
Just quickly want to share, as I mentioned earlier, in our meeting, I was able to visit Catherine Johnson Middle School, and it was great to get out there, and I look forward to, on our one-on-one, Superintendent Kern just reflecting on that visit. It was just great to be around the kids. It's just fun to be around kids again. So I was able to do that. CASA got that goat therapy. Oh, it was wonderful. If you could go out there and get goat therapy, it'll change your whole entire life. I was able to bring my son, the principal, I can't read, Miss Tanya, I'm Miss First Names, I'm sorry, Ms. Baker, was just so lovely, and I got to see the new building. Last time I was out there, they were still building it, right? So I was able to go in there and see it, and so it's beautiful, it's absolutely gorgeous, and they have actual space. So that was wonderful. And as I mentioned earlier too, and I just wanted to share with my colleagues, field trips are happening. And I mean, literally tears almost came to my eyes when I was told I would be getting I didn't get it. Now I recognize he didn't ever hand it to me, but I know that there's one at home somewhere for me, a field trip slip. And the last trip that my child went on was in 7th grade, and he is now in 9th. Almost at the end of the year. So I'm really excited for our kids. And, you know, it took a lot for us to get to this point, and I think that's a real joint effort that we all should be proud of to get to that we all got us to this point. So that's it for me.
See, I will go. I just mentioned going to Cambridge Heights to their Pioneer Night, and it was fun, good food, and they even tried to get me to square dance, which is probably also another lost cause. Also visited the Northridge House System. I felt obligated to go there since I spilled the beans on how you get divided into various things. But it was really amazing to see the enthusiasm of the kids and how they identified with each other and how they really, it looked, and watching the upper grade students bring their younger people, their buddies from younger grades into the house for that time was really truly impressive. Also went to Earl Leggett to look at where their new developments are going to be. So it's nice to get back out into classes and fields and talk to them, and there is a different atmosphere now that we're out there and doing it together. If there is nothing else, I do not believe we need to go back into closed session. Are there any Board members that would like to add things to the future, as future agenda items? Seeing Mr. Hernandez.
Thank you. Dr. McKibben, in our facilities meeting last week, I believe it was, the agenda item was asked to have a staff, or Ms. Cremata, I believe we possibly may be in negotiations with our cell towers within the district. Frank, are we? And we asked, the facility asked staff that when that happens, that they can bring that back to facilities and talk about those negotiations. And so I'd like that when that happens, I don't see it within the next 4 months, that whenever that happens, that we bring that to this. Is that a possibility? We don't need a full report, just kind of, what's going on, how they turn out, what we can do with the money kind of thing. Very short, sweet.
Very good, okay. All right, anyone else? Okay, seeing no further business, this meeting is adjourned.